How's everyone going, and welcome back to Steel and Wheels. This episode we're going to build a rack for the bikes to load up on the back of the new ute that I've got. If you follow me on Insta, you would have already seen it. It's a just an FG ute. It's nothing flash. I'm just going to call it the shop ute. Yeah, so we're going to make something at the front to mount some hooks to, and maybe a little front wheel lock or something like that, just so that the two bikes can go in here side by side and fit and lock down safely for a bigger trip if me and Troy do a few hours away or whatnot. The reason for the ute is the trailer's great. I love my trailer, especially for the road racing, but for the one-day trips or whatever, trailer's just a little bit much, you know. Has to be towed, it has to be loaded, and it has to be loaded a certain way, yada 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 yada. The ute uses a lot less fuel than the patrol, and it's easy. You just throw it up here, throw the bags of gear on, lock it all down, off we go. So yeah, we'll probably build a piece of something similar like a RHS at the front, something that goes upwards for the wheels to sort of roll into, and then just some tie down points to lock the bike into. And I think that'll be about enough, because at the back it's got side rails, so the we can strap the rear down via the side rails, and not a drama. Alright guys, let's get into it. Alright, instead of grabbing some of the new steel I've got, I just went looking through like a few old stacks and found this piece of 50 by 75 box. So, needs a bit of a clean up, you know. We'll sand it up, make it look pretty, paint it when it's done, stick it on. So I think we'll use that. That'll be pretty nice in there. It'll sit flush up against the headboard. And then this is round, so we'll probably notch them out so they sort of fit really nicely around this, and then we'll try and cap it and make it look really nice. Yeah, that'll be good. Alright, well I'll start measuring it and we'll get on with it. Now, a good way to work out your radius so you can mark it on your plate is get a little bit of cardboard or paper or anything really, just something that you can stick in here and sort of manipulate to the size you want it to be. And then just take your cutout bit by bit until you're sort of happy with what you've got. Just welds there, so just take the corners off of, so it's not so sharp. There we go. You can trim it up a little bit more when it's finished, but that's pretty close to what we're going to want it to look like. So we'll go transfer that onto the piece of bar. Alright, so just put it on your piece of plate, roughly where you want it, and then just trim around it like so. There you go, there's one mark. Roll your plate over, flip your cardboard over the other side. Now it's marked on both sides, so then you should be able to get your square. Mark straight across. So that's the piece we need to remove. That won't be too hard. What we'll probably do is I'll probably just cut like on a 45 through there. So it'll be like cut straight across where those two 45s are. And then I'll just sculpt that little bit of a round out and it'll be all goods. Alright, so we stuck it in there. You can see it's a pretty close fit. The boards aren't sitting like flush down here, which makes it a little bit harder, but you pull it up and it sits pretty close. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're also going to try and cap this somehow. So I haven't worked out what size material or anything I'm going to use yet, but yeah, we're going to try and cap this so it's, you know, a solid piece and will sit nicely. Alright, well I'll work out what to use and then we'll cap it and go from there. Alright, now could have used that thin sheet we used in the XH video. but it's really flimsy, and it's a bit of a pain to weld something to it to fill it in and grind it out so it's nice and flush. So we got the scrap bit, we cut off that piece of bar. So we'll just cut a section out of the side of it. It'll keep it a decent material thickness, and we'll use that. All right, there it is. It's hot, but that's a piece of material we're gonna use. I'll clean it up and then we'll start doing stuff with it instead of playing hot potato. All right, guys, I decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of trying to clean it up to make it look good, we're actually gonna try and TIG these plates in. It'll be a little bit trickier because we'll have to get it right, pretty much first crack. We can't really grind, we don't want to grind it back or anything. So what we'll do is we'll get this plate in here, we'll tack it in the corners, probably tack it up here, then we'll weld that section out, then we'll try and bend it into the shape we want as we go. That's the way I feel like doing it at the moment. So we'll just tack it up and hope for the best. Alright, I'm man enough to admit that it didn't turn out quite as good as I was hoping. So I've ground it all off so it's all flush like it would have been if I had MIG'd it. But there is a trick you can do a TIG that we're going to try, which is just press the pulse button on your TIG and then run over it no filler rod, if I could speak some English. Run over it with no filler rod and it should give you that ripple effect on its own. Make sure you turn your TIG up a few amps to make it look half decent. And let's give it a go. Alright, that's how it'll sit in the ute basically, like that up against the headboard. And there'll be a mounting point there. I don't know whether to do two separate mounting points or just the one mounting point. I'm not sure. I mean, one should be ample, you know, because it's a big clip. Okay, so do we want one there and one there? Do we want them like that? One enough? I feel like one's definitely enough. It's just a matter of whether it is nicer having the two. I really don't know. I feel like I'd just be wasting the second one if I didn't. Maybe we'll just go the one. We'll just put one there. That's what we're gonna do, guys. 1, 2, and 3. Done. Alright. I marked them all out. I didn't want to bore you with that, so we'll go on the 3. One will go there. One will go there. One will go there. They're not going anywhere. That's it. Alright, so I had a couple of ideas on how to sort of mount this to the tray. One was just to sort of weld it around here and down here, and then a couple of stitches across the back. But it'd be good to be able to take it off. I don't know, for just whatever reason, it'd be good to take it off. So I'm thinking if we drill some holes, make it bolt on in 2 places sort of thing. So we'll drill a hole there and then bring a bracket back to here, drill a hole there and then bring a chamfered bracket sort of back there to brace that last hole. Put some big bolts in it, like some M10s or something, to hold it in place. I think that would be suffice, and it gives me the ability to remove it, because we're still going to have an upright in here, rough in the middle it'll be, and it'll come up here and sit there just for the wheel to just roll into and then have a stop there. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I get my cardboard out, make a template for what I want again, and then good to go. That's it. Then there'll be 2 holes, sort of one there and one there. That'll be the gusset that goes on it. 2 holes. I'll make it at a 6mm. Won't break or bend, it'll be plenty strong enough. That's it, one little pattern. Now that it's all welded up and whatever, we'll just clean up any spatter, make it look pretty. And then we'll put it on there, mount the holes, and then we'll paint it. Alright guys, I've done a bit of thinking and some more thought into this carrier, how I can make it a little bit better, cooler, just, you know, make it look a bit more professional or whatnot. So we're going to turn it into a 2-part episode. Hate to break it to you, but that's what's happening. I'm going to build like I'll try and describe it here a little bit for you. You might have seen one. So essentially, that's backwards, but you'll have your upright here that your tire will sit in, and then we're going to build a sled out here, I guess you could call it, and then we're going to have a teeter tot out, you know, a foot from there that'll rock, so it'll sit like that, and then you ride your bike onto it and it'll go like that and lock your tire in so it can't roll backwards. Essentially, you can buy them and whatnot, but for the fun of it, we're going to try and build one. I've no idea how to build one. It can't be too hard. I'm assuming it's just a hinge with something that holds the wheel the same size as the wheel and whatnot. So that'll be pretty easy. So we'll just paint this up so that it's good to go until I make it to the steel shop to get the rest of the stuff. Hopefully I can do it this week and finish it off straight away. But yeah, we'll just paint this up. It'll only have to get grinded like from here to here, like 100mm section, and that's all it'll need to be ground, so it'll be fine. I did think I had some material, but turns out it was 75 bucks instead of like 100 or so. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll paint it up, we'll fit it up and see how she looks. Alright guys, it's all done. Alright, there we go guys. It's on there, it looks nice and flush. Like, it's not really a hindrance at the moment. It will be when we add our bits that come out here like that and up like that. But because we bolted it on, it won't be a drama because it's only 4 bolts and the whole thing comes off. Now, as always, going with the old double nut. No nylocks again, so double nut, lock it in place, won't come undone. Pretty happy with that. From the back, you can't even see it's there. So that's great. All right, guys, that'll conclude the episode 1, I guess you could say, of the bike rack holder. That one will be a pretty short video. I think there wasn't too much involved in it, so that was pretty good. It was a nice cruisy job just to do, just on a day. Now, half these jobs, I do them just to show you that you can do them. You know, they're all easy enough to accomplish yourself. You don't even need half the equipment that I've got. My original welder would have done this job tenfold. It'd be overkill even for this job, and it's not even very big. So yeah, I use the plasma for a few things, and I use this for that and that for that. But if you've got a grinder and a welder, you can do, you know, most jobs. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 20 years since I was this big, working in my dad's shed without a plasma cutter. So yeah, hook in, have a go. Like the videos, guys. Subscribe to the Insta, you know, steelandwheels.yt, and I look forward to showing you the next episode, and we'll see how this turns out. Cheers, guys.